The show.
The show.
Show business.
Show business. It's that show business. Show business. It's that show business. Show business. It's that show business. Show business. It's that show business.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Show Business Live. If you do not know me, my name is Chonique Sneed, and who is my friends, I just want to say hello and welcome to everybody that's just coming in and joining us right now. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, first off, I want to give you a little bit of a background about what show business and how this all came about. For me personally, I have been in the business since I was a young one, a child actress, and I've went into pretty much all aspects of the industry, from dance to acting to choreography, artist, performer, creative director, mentor, and I've got a chance to really be able to be involved in a lot of different aspects of the industry. And I've got to a point where I just really was fascinated in the story behind the stories with other people that are in this crazy industry that we call show business. So I started my journey as a podcast. In the end of last year, I put out a podcast called Show Business Podcast. You can check that out. The link is in my bio, or where all podcasts are viewed or listened to. And then from there, I had something planned that was really cool. I was just, getting some cool stuff ready and taking it to the next level visually. And from there, we all got into this crazy mode and just got halted. I was talking to my good friend Leslie today, and she was saying someone called it the great pause. And that's exactly what it is. It's the great pause that we're dealing with right now. Collectively. So I took that pause, and then I decided, you know what? It's time to still keep the show business journey moving, but I'm going to have to shift some things like we've all had to shift in this quarantine, I'm sure, and I'm going to make it live. And so today, with it being International Dance Day, I couldn't be more excited than to bring on my first Show Business Live guest, and that is my boy, Jamaican born, Toronto T-Dot reppin', Do Dat company owning, director, choreographer, music extraordinaire, Emmy Award nom, So You Think You Can Dance, resident choreographer, has worked with Janet, has worked with J-Lo, has worked with Bad Boy, the ultimate Mr. Luther Brown. Where you at, Luke? Hey!
Hey, you got my tune playing in the back.
Hey!
Yo, that's my song, right?
I know. I got you.
Yo.
Hey! Luther Brown.
What's going on? What's going on?
The Emmy nom, the extraordinaire, the myth. You already know when I say this story every time. I thought you were a myth.
That's so funny.
And then I found out that you were real. Dead ass. Welcome to Show Business Live.
Sure. Thank you. No, thanks for having me.
I'm awesome.
You already know.
Everybody, what's up?
I say you already know.
I know. I'm happy. I'm honored. And first off, let's get the elephant out of the room. I mean, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
good.
I'm good. It took me a minute to get this afro down, so it looks like it's not an afro.
It looks good. Is this a quarantine cut?
Yo, this is my barber's gonna hate me cut. I had to try to figure something out.
I love it.
Yo,
I love it. It looks good
yeah.
though. So how have you been navigating, I guess? How have you been navigating the quarantine? This whole thing,
This whole situation was a definite shift, but I'm just navigating it day by day. It's nothing really more I can do. Just stay positive and talk to some friends here and there, and I like to laugh. So
absolutely,
between laughing and taking care of life day by day, That's what it
I
is.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So you guys hear that day by day, and that's coming from somebody. I wanted to ask you that because
Yes.
we talk on the record and off the record. But one of the things that I do know about Luther Brown is you a go 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 man. So
Oh my
how
God.
has it been from a go 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 man to
Whew.
have to
To
a
a
stop
go
stop
go
stop
go to a no no no
to a no
no.
no no exactly? Yeah,
Um,
give us some mental guidance on
you know what?
how
I
to work
mean,
that through.
to be honest, it when I'm not going, I kind
Yeah,
of live this quarantine life anyway. But
right.
it's different when you're not allowed to go out. It's different. Like when you come home and you just kind of chilling anyway. It's
Hmm.
different than you can't go outside because you about to die. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? you,
That part.
you about to die.
Exactly. There's a meme. Isn't there a meme that says, damn, I'm a homebody, but I'd like to go one or two places? That's my meme right there. I'm like, I at
Listen,
least want to go
listen.
one or two places.
No, it's real, but you just gotta give yourself a schedule. You gotta give yourself a schedule, and you gotta breathe in and out
Breathe,
throughout the
breathe, and
day.
stop for
You know what
real
I mean?
and
Thank
give it
God. I
what you
mean,
got.
it's God is good.
Yes,
I'm not in a dire situation. I'm not. It's not crazy. You know what I mean? But you still got to think about what you're doing, and you got to think about how you can survive this and not come out of this worse than anything else.
absolutely.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
in. All right, so we're going to jump right into it.
Oh
Lou,
Lord, oh
um,
Lord.
first things first. Introduce yourself in the way that we don't know you. What's your government name and where are you from? If you want to say, you can say
You know
pass.
what?
There's
No,
a pass mode.
I got a cool middle name, Luther Brown.
I love that.
You know,
Hey,
Apatha
Apatha.
is
That's what's up. What does it
it's
mean? Anything?
yeah, it means strength and rock. It's like you're like a rock. So
Come
it's very,
through.
very strength. My parents were super Afrocentric,
Yes.
super, know yourself, love yourself people. So they named all of us African names. We all got
That's
African
what's
names
up.
in there.
So that's right. And you have tell us you have siblings.
I have a brother and a sister. My sister Zara,
Mm-hmm.
and my brother KO'd. So at first
Hey.
I used to be like, hey, why I got the Apatha? They got those names. But
Right.
you know, but it works. I love it.
So tell us about your hometown.
Which one?
Let's start with where you born. Let's start from the top.
Well, okay, I was born in Jamaica.
Yes.
And
Bruh,
I was
bruh, bruh,
there.
bruh, bruh.
You said bruh 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 bruh. No,
That's how you do it.
um,
That's how you do it.
no. Let's see. Born in Jamaica. I lived in Jamaica until grade 5. So I mean,
Oh,
I like grew up. I grew
yeah.
in
Okay.
Jamaica.
So yeah,
A lot of people are born somewhere and then they go when they're 2 or
exactly. They're like, when I
3.
was going with, I was one or two. Yeah, you went through grade school pretty much because what sixth grade is considered middle school or junior high on the next, at
Right,
least out
right.
here.
Well, you know what
Wow.
I'm saying. So I left. I went to Canada in grade 5, but um,
Gotcha.
but I mean, listen, growing up in Jamaica with two parents that are super conscious folks, music. You know what I mean? My dad, music man. So his friends, he was with the Peter Toshes and the Bob Marleys and the Toots and the Maytals and all that. So it was
Woo!
a lot of reggae music, leaders. I kind of grew up around a lot of that.
That's a trip. So like
Yeah.
when um when you grew up, I think you I remember you telling me that like weren't you like on the you were on the steps and like Bob Marley was there or something? And I
No,
said, shut up.
no. You know what
What?
it is? This is funny because and I don't know how I remember so much stuff when I was there, but I just remember being at a lot of band practice, a lot of band rehearsal.
Mm.
So,
So what does this make you feel?
you know what's this is a big tune, okay? Was made strong. Listen, this
Yeah. So
it brings back
tell us about
so
home. What
much.
does that song do for you? Tell us who the song is, what it is. Give
First
us
of
a
all,
little
it's Bob Marley.
woo.
It's Bob Marley, and it's Oh, it's a lot because it was a lot of like, I just remember a lot of history because I don't know how I was learning all this black history and all this Jamaican history and culture. And so whenever I hear that song, he's talking about, you know, slaves and a lot of different things and redemption song. You know what I mean? Like it brings back a lot of the days that I was sitting on we call it the veranda, but I'm sitting on the veranda
Gotcha.
and people are talking and a lot of people used to come to the house and
Right.
talk about stuff. I'm assuming it was like social, you
Social
know,
just activism and stuff.
activism. So I would
Wow.
hear a lot of these things, and they would play these songs, and they would talk about the history, and so I was soaking all this stuff in. So when I hear a song like that, and the beats, the music, it really reminded me of like, for real, being in the band rehearsals and the like Rita Marley and Marcia. Like, I don't know if y'all know Marcia Griffiths, and it's there was a group called the I Trees. They were the background singers for Bob Marley, but they were actually a group. Rita was his wife.
Say who they are again, because yeah, they need to
Like
know.
Rita
They can look them up.
Marley,
Rita
Marcia
Marley.
Griffiths. I mean, that's just two out of the three, but
Yeah.
they would be at these rehearsals. So I remember being around and just hear them sing. So they would sing a lot. I guess that's why I was picking up some of these harmonies and these musical
Absolutely.
things from. But
Absolutely.
so whenever I
And
hear music like that, especially that song, it brings me back to when my mom used to pick me up from school, and then I would go to my mom's workplace for lunch,
wow.
and we would be sitting downstairs. And the Hero Circle, which in Jamaica, the Hero Circle is like where all the national heroes, they have a whole thing about them. So that was kind of nearby. So it just all comes together.
That's what's up. I mean, and
It all
what's the
comes
trippy
together.
thing is when you told me that that was a song that you resonated with, everything that you're just saying, you don't have to even know it, but listening to the song, you see it.
Just feel it. You feel
You
it. You
feel
see
it.
it.
You feel it. You see it.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean,
it's so much passion.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So let's take us on after fifth grade. Then you went to Toronto,
Then I moved
and
to, oh
yeah,
God.
moving into Toronto, does it give you these vibes right here?
Well, listen, these vibes is way too many do that memories. Wait,
Hey, what?
yo. Jeez. Oh, Chonique, you're taking me back.
Hey, you know I got to bring this down because
You,
Instagram be hating.
of course, they're gonna send
But
you
I
a
gotta let you
quick
know
email.
that's a
Yeah.
bop right there. I'm gonna go ahead and listen to the whole thing once we're done with this. How about that? I
Yes.
think everybody
That
should pull that up. Tell us about Toronto and your feelings about that, and tell us
that
about
record
Toronto, the big move in Toronto and your shift from Jamaica
that
to Toronto.
that particular record reminds me of when my do that dance crew was, you know, we was really doing our thing in Toronto, and I was at university, and anybody who knows me from those days, you know, we was at every single party. I knew every DJ. We was at every club. We was at everything. So that dude that was dancing everywhere. That was our life, to be honest.
Damn.
And
Tell,
that's
tell
when a
people
lot
what
of
do.
videos
Tell
were
people who
happening
don't
too.
know what do that was. Just to interject, just so they
Do
can.
that, do that dance crew is it was my first of I want to say my first official dance crew because I had a lot of crews. But this was my first official dance crew when I went to university and I founded this crew. And it consisted of like a lot of Toronto legends, you know what I mean? You know, Tanisha Scott, you know, Sarah
Yeah,
Rossetti,
shout out
um,
Tanisha.
Naomi, it's Mark
Yeah, Naomi.
Samuels, you know what I mean? Touch, Kwame.
Yes, touch.
It's literally a lot of heads that are like super special. And
That's really awesome.
we literally performed, we danced for everybody at every video and every artist in Toronto. It was we were just on that move, you know what I mean? yeah, it's just so many things I want to talk about with it.
No,
But
I love that. Okay, well,
but
I just get tell me what your shift in becoming, like, from the dance crew in Toronto and to do that,
yes.
with you becoming that personal, I'm sorry, that professional choreographer. Things started to shift for you. Tell us how you kind of how that shift happened for
Well,
you.
the shift happened. One of my best friends at the time, Julie Black, she was an artist, but she was my homie. So we used to write stuff together, but I used to choreograph all her stuff. I didn't
Right.
know it was choreographed. I didn't know I was choreographing those days. I was
Ah,
just putting steps together.
you
I
was
mean,
putting it
listen,
together, right?
we from the hood. We didn't really know nothing about no choreography and
Yeah. Shout
dance
out Julie Black.
studios.
She
You know what
said
I'm
you
saying? So
choreographing today.
so like Julie Black, we was doing a lot of stuff, and a lot of different artists, would notice her shows and ask me to do their shows, and so then it kind of started moving then, and then this one rapper, her name is Michie Me. If you're from Canada, you know it's like hip hop royalty. She was the first one to actually pay me,
Mm,
to do it, and like the dancers got rehearsal pay, video money, and all this stuff, and that's the first time I was treated as a choreographer with the title.
right.
And so from then, word of mouth, and then it just really started happening over and over and
Mm-hmm.
over again. And then I got this boy band, these white boys, pop, straight pop, like Lou Pearlman pop, and at Sony, and they were the first ones to set me up, like rehearsal at Sony, rehearsal money, choreograph, make up the routine money,
Right.
like so
Yeah.
that was the first time I think, because it wasn't really heard of in Toronto at that point, at that level. So that was the first time we really got to carve out the system of what choreographers do and how the money works and blah blah blah. So
I love that. So
that
would you
was kind of
consider that your first, like, real choreography gig?
real when it comes to monetary and the setup,
Okay.
the actual setup. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Gotcha. So what do you think was your first, like, big break? The gig that was like, oh, okay, wait a minute, I'm choreographing. You know what I mean? What was
It
that one?
was
Did you you know what?
in. Ooh,
Did you assist? Tell us the journey of, like, associate
there
choreographer.
was no assist. I don't. I mean, my journey is totally different. It wasn't
Yes.
no assist situation. Not that. Well, not like that.
Yeah.
For me to kind of get into the situation, it was um trying to figure out how to explain it. My first big situation was in Toronto with the Before Four Boys and those other people. The
Mm-hmm.
big one that everybody probably really knows is when I crossed over to New York and started doing stuff with Cameron and Mace, or
Okay.
and then the word really started to get around. And then when I did,
Gotcha.
because I did Cameron and Mace video, and that was the first video in America, period, ever. And it happened to be the first video the video had 14 dancers, and they were all the dancers that I was looking up to in all the music videos that we watched. Like
Wow.
Nadine
That's when
Ellis,
you
you know what
feel
I mean?
like, oh, that's that feeling. That's that
Crazy. I was
feeling.
like, yo, how am I gonna teach Nadine Ellis a step? Are you crazy? Nadine, you have
Yes.
Eddie Morales, you had Leslie, there's a whole bunch of people. It was like, anyway, word of mouth spread, just to kind of fast forward the story. And between my friends and the people that, I started meeting, telling, yo, you gotta meet Lorianne, Lorianne.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was saying to her, you gotta meet Lou. Lou, you gotta meet her. I didn't know she was from Toronto. She didn't know we didn't know each other
What?
like that.
I thought you
Yeah.
guys knew each other in Toronto this whole
Hell
time.
no. Lorianne is from a whole nother generation before me.
That's
Lorianne
crazy.
was dancing with
Wow.
Choreographer before I even knew that. I didn't even know. I had no idea she was from Toronto.
Oh my gosh. That's
Nothing.
wow.
Nothing. I met her on the total set for Sitting Home, because my boy Little X, Director X.
Right.
So we were doing a lot of traveling back and forth, because that was when he was doing the stuff with Hype Williams, and so anyway, that's when I met her,
Hype Williams.
kind of unofficial, and
Director
then
X.
once her and I connected, that's when that's when the little Kim came in,
Right.
and then I started that. But it was different because I want to say I was an assistant, but I wasn't an assistant.
Associate. Because
I was associate.
associate is
Yeah,
like
because
you
she
doing
called me in.
steps. You're doing steps.
Yeah, she
Associate.
called me in to do my thing, and I have to give her a shout because she never changed my stuff or told me what to do or how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was never really that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different. We could talk about 100 different things,
Of
scenarios
course.
with that, but it was never a situation of I had to audition my steps or I had to figure it out, or it was very much like you do your thing, I'll do my thing. You got that, I got this. It was.
That's what's up. I mean, it was respect and it was trust. And she knew
Yeah,
you knew what you was doing. And she was like, okay, you're gonna go and finesse this. And she let you do what you needed to do. And I mean, clearly,
yeah.
because what's crazy, the next thing was the next question is how did we meet? And it's a perfect timing because I met your choreography
That is
before
so
I met
funny.
you.
That's crazy.
You were choreographing for or associate for Dream.
Yes,
And who were
yes.
the dancers? It was Kevin Whitaker. It was Gustavo.
It was
It
Eclipse.
was Eclipse. Shut
Eclipse.
up. Was it just
And
the
my
three
boy,
of them?
and my boy Jungle. And my boy Jungle.
Yes.
Mario.
And yes. And I remember I was associate for hi-hat for Eve.
Yes.
And we were in the catering. And your guys, all who we just named, they came in all doing like a cool, like unison step.
Yes,
And we were like,
with
who
the
are these
canes.
dudes? And come to find out, these were like your dudes who they were just in sync off stage and on stage. I was like, who is this dude Luther that has them get in sync coming into the catering room? That's when I knew you was something special. I was
That's
like,
so
wait a minute,
funny.
they're still in sync. We
That's
doing it.
hilarious. That's
And then
hilarious.
later on, I met you. Do you know the story of how we met? Quick. How do we
I
meet?
remember we was in LA and I was doing a carnival. I was doing a carnival rehearsal. And my girl Cammy was like, "Yo, you got to meet Chonique and Lisette." Because
Cammy!
I heard of you guys from way before that. So y'all were kind of like celebrities to me because I was new in LA. And it was like, "Yo, you got to meet Chonique and Lisette." And I was like, "What?"
Lisette!
Didn't know nothing.
She'll be up here.
And then we get in, and then we're in the room rehearsing, and then the door opens up, and y'all just came in. And y'all just came in, and then that's when she was like, "Yo, Luke, this is," and I was like, "Whoa, that's how we met."
Right. We barged into your rehearsal. and we've been cool ever since. Pretty much.
Pretty
My
much.
goodness. Okay,
Pretty
so we
much.
got to go right into this next mode because I wanted to talk about your top 3 gigs. And so the first thing that I wanted to get into was your bad boy experience.
Ooh,
And I know Bad Boy, we both come from that era. We love the classics and the hits. Give us
yes.
a little bit of a breakdown of like how this all came about because like every time I think of this, I just think of like
Jeez. Yo. That is bad for life. Yo. Anybody knows me and my crew, we did every Bad Boy record.
yes.
Every Bad Boy record in like it's the first time I worked with Puff was it was Making the Band, I think.
Woo! Making the band.
Season 2. Like the first, like when they made the first rap group.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first time. And then I did that was when I was doing I'm trying to remember a lot of this stuff now. We're doing Making the Band, and also we're doing something NFL's kickoff from Miami or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
And that was my first time working with him.
Gotcha.
And so after that, we've kind of been going back and forth with LG, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it came to the tour life, it was like the perfect situation. It just kind of made sense. Because I've already worked with Kim before, and I've worked with Faith before that. So, we've kind of, the whole Puff situation and myself, there's a lot of different degrees of separation between working with Kim, between working with Faith.
Track some of the songs that you got to choreograph, some of our favorites.
Oh my God, You Get No Love.
Woo!
We Can Dance, that Love Like This.
Hey.
Love Like This. It's a lot of records. Plus, Puff was the first one that was gonna actually sign myself and Trish That's a whole nother movie. So Puff and
Yes.
I got a whole bunch of different degrees of separation. But
That's what's up. That's what's up.
so
We're
when it
gonna
came
get
to the
we're
tour,
gonna get to that other
yeah,
part of Luther as well.
that's
I
a whole
love
other
that.
thing.
I
But
love that. I love that.
Lori hit me. She was like, "Yo, Lou, Puff's about to do this tour. You down?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we went in, and it was the best, most hectic, stressful, incredible, amazing. Want to pull out my hair out, no sleep
Always.
job in the world. It's probably the most pressure cooking job ever, but it was incredible. You know what I mean?
I love that.
It
And
was
it's
working with every single one. There was like 5 million artists, and
man,
everybody was professional and hungry and just ready to get it. You know what I mean? So that
yeah.
was super cool to be able to do that.
That's so awesome. And you got to put a stamp on history. You know, you got to
Jesus.
put a stamp on history. That is unbelievable. Name the artist, so then that way everybody can go and look it up.
Oh
And
my
you guys,
God!
you can go on
You're talking
you
about
can see things on YouTube. Yeah, just
you're
name
talking
some of
about
the artists that were on.
from this bad boy
Yes,
tour.
from the Bad Boy. Yeah, and then people
You
can
got
go
little.
check it out.
Oh geez, Little Kim
Woo,
112. Oh my wait, Little Kim 112. Faith Total. Uh,
woo,
why am I?
total.
It was everybody. The Locks,
Yes, that's what's up. I
Little
love that.
C's. And then, DMX was there. Mary J came through. Usher was there. There's a lot of different things. We had to have something for everything. So it
Hmm.
was action packed.
I love
Black
that.
Rob, Black Rob.
Dang. Whoa.
Oh, Cassie.
Of
As it goes, I'm
course.
gonna remember more because it was really so many.
Of
Carl
course. Of
Thomas,
course. Carl Thomas.
Carl
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes. Yes. Okay, so you
Margaret
guys, we gotta have
Winans.
a playlist. We're gonna get a playlist for this
Yeah,
because this was just
yeah,
way too many hits, too many memories, you know.
way too many.
Damn, Bad Boy all day. And you know what?
Diddy.
Diddy, I love to Diddy because he really does deliver. He deposits, doesn't he? You know,
He
it's just
delivers and
like
he puts you. Listen, he puts you in some really unrealistic situations, but you make it happen.
you do. You absolutely do.
I was choreographing songs, 2 songs before the songs came on, and throwing them on the side, teaching steps. Go 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 go.
And made it happen.
Made it happen.
That's why I was calling you the, what did I say? The movement magician.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so let's just move on to one of my favorite artists and one of my favorite songs, and you got to go right into this moment, and we just gotta.
Jeez! This is not even fair. Ta-dun, 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 ta-dun.
Hey,
not even fair.
My God, fair. See, that's the kind of thing that'll make me just want to go ahead and play the whole doggone thing.
Not even fair. Not even fair.
But I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have to play this. I'm gonna have to FaceTime you after and then play the whole song. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay,
listen.
Let's get into the queen, Janet. Your experience, what you choreographed, how it went in. Give it to us. Give the people what they want.
Wow. The first time I worked with Jan, it was on the Feedback album.
Woo!
On the Discipline album. And my boy Ed Moore, I don't know if people really know who Ed is. A super magician out there.
Yes, he is. Ed Moore.
Ed Moore's everything. And that was the homie. And he was dancing for her. But Gil and I had, her choreographer, creative director. Gil and I had been communicating about, possibly doing something with Jan for a long time before that. And the call finally came in and it was like, yo, Luther, we want you to do the song for this performance. She's gonna do Ellen and something for the troops. And I was like, cool. And then they sent me the record and I was like, I don't think I was ever this nervous in my entire life.
Woo!
And then they
what was your first thought? Like, what was your first thought? I gotta know.
First thought, I was like, what? Couldn't believe it. Are you kidding me? Janet Jackson was the first album I bought with my lunch money,
What? Yep.
Like when I was in grade 6. Yeah. So it's like that call threw me out the window. And definitely was nervous. And they got me a room at Center Station. And I remember they you can come make up some stuff here, blah blah blah. So I went up there with Ed, and he was like, Lou, just relax, just do your thing, you're gonna be fine. And I get in the room and I start making some stuff up. Then the door opens, and then she walks in, but nobody told me she was coming though. So already,
so it wasn't like a friend.
No, it was for me to just vibe.
Right.
And so I had Ed in there, and I'm just teaching him some stuff, and I'm just going through some stuff, and then she walks in the door, and then she sits in the corner, and I remember I was freezing up. And Ed was like, "You can't freeze up now. You can't freeze up now. You just gotta do it." And so I was like teaching him and making stuff up. I mean, who wants to make stuff up in front of the Janet Jackson,
I mean, wow.
And so I started. Pressure. Janet and Gil, Gil ain't, and when you don't know Gil, it's a whole nother pressure. So it's Gil and Janet. So I'm sitting there, and I start doing this thing. And I'm teaching Ed, and I see them over there just frozen, and I was like, damn, they hate this. They hate it. And then Ed was like, Lou, just do your stuff, man. Stop playing. Like, what you do is do your thing. He was whispering that, you know what I mean? Like kind of playing it off so they wouldn't hear it. And then I started doing this like shoulder situation, still shoulder bounce. And then I saw her out of the corner. She started doing it. She started doing the shoulder thing in the corner, and I was like,
fucking with the shoulder bounce?
She started fucking with the shoulder shit. Yeah, that shoulder was popping, and I was like, whoa. So he was like, I told you, just do your shit. So anyway, did it, and then she came over and she goes, can you teach that to me? So I already have a heart attack, but I'm playing it off. I'm having a heart attack for sure. And
hell yeah.
And she's learning it. And then after that, it was cool. And so that was my first time working with her. And then I think she took I did some stuff on that tour. And then they took a long break. And then Gil called me back when she was coming out with the Unbreakable album.
Right.
And he was like, yo, to work with Janet again, But this time it was to start with her from the top of the situation. So she walks in, and haven't been in the studio for 7 years, and she walked in, and it was just me, her, and Gil for maybe I want to say a couple months, maybe a month and a half in New York. And it was a super cool experience for me.
That's unbelievable.
Every day with the Queen. The things that was happening before she came in, and me and Gil were running around, covering up security cameras and cleaning up the spot, figuring it out. Getting stuck in the elevator. She comes in, my heart's breaking. There's so many things.
Wow.
Wait, I lost the key. I left the key at my house.
Oh, damn.
At the hotel. She pulled up to rehearsal. Key ain't there. I'm like, I got Janet waiting to get to rehearsal. Stress. There's so many different things happen, but
all the things that
would never happen for me, you know. But it's great. She's incredible. And then, thank God I got to do the whole Vegas situation with her.
Yep, that was my next thing. I was going to say, give us the update on the Vegas residency and how that panned out.
That has to be one of my favorite jobs ever. I think just because I think by that time I figured out myself. I know how to work with myself more. I know how to trust myself more, and my crew is super trustworthy and super fly. Absolutely. And it was just I was able to just throw things out and they get it right away. And
absolutely,
and Jan.
Shout out your crew because you have a very tight and amazing skeleton and assistant.
You got Alessandra, you got Darina, you know what I mean? Especially for that job, you know what
absolutely.
I mean? You have Josh.
Let's go, Ellie. Josh. Let's go, Darina.
Ellie, Darina, Josh from Seattle.
Yes.
We had Jake. Jake was in there.
Nice.
Yeah, I have different crews for different things, but those are the main.
I love it. And I love giving a shout out because team, right?
Of course.
They gotta they're the ones that, put that vision or the meat for the vision, so that's what's up. And you've got an amazing team that just can read your mind.
All day with great energy. Can't forget Wedo.
Yes, Wedo.
Wedo and Denzel came through, you know what I'm saying? I could play stuff on bodies, and it was just super cool. And Gil, Janet, everybody was, I got to stage my stuff, move it around. It was just cool. It was total,
I love that. It
was total trust, and everything was respectful, and I had a great time.
Oh,
I think because I knew how to handle myself better. You learn every time you do a job, you come back, a little smarter.
Of
So
course. Period.
that was
Period.
so that was just amazing to be able to do
Yeah, I
that.
mean, shout out to the Queen Janet always, you know what I mean? And
She's
she's still
everything,
smashing and just keeping us
everything.
on our toes still, you know what I mean?
Real deal, real
Yep.
deal.
So
Yeah.
speaking of Vegas residencies, this was something that you were able to do like a little bit more of, right?
Yes.
You got to have a little bit more say in this Vegas residency
Oh my
with my
God.
girl, my California girl,
Wow.
who just made you go.
Hey. Doom, doom, doom.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh,
all right.
man. Miss
Okay, so
Stefani. Miss
tell us,
Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. I got to give a round of
Yeah.
applause.
Shout outs to Gwen.
To
She's
Gwen.
Gwen has got to be one of the coolest humans ever. She's like, she's so down. First of all, she's a superstar.
Period.
When she walks in the room every day, it's like a glow comes through the building. A glow, the glow just comes in. But she's super down to earth, and she doesn't take things as serious like that. She's like, obviously she knows what she's doing. She knows what she wants. She knows what she doesn't want. But I don't know how to explain it. She's just super down to earth, and she just lets you do what you do. She knows what she does. She knows what she doesn't do. She knows what you do, and she wants you to do your best. And she's
That's
good
what's
at
up.
that. And
That's what's up. Tell us about your process for that. You know, because I know in this one you had more leeway to be able to bring all your vision and ideas to life. Can you tell us a little bit about the process for your creative and also the choreography?
well, especially with her, she would sit down and we'll have a conversation, and she'll tell me about each song, and she'll tell me what happened, like what she felt when she was writing the song. And I've never sat with an artist and they broke it down to me like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know, like you have J-Lo, who's another perfectionist, but she know what she wants too. But I've never had an artist come to me and be like, well, when I wrote this, I saw this and I'm feeling like this and I was in a place of this. And so that's kind of what the song represents to
Yeah. So
me.
you really
So,
got to dive
so
into the
yeah,
feeling.
yes. And so when she gave me that, and then she's like, you know, 'cause this is how I feel when I hear the record. Then now I know where I need to go, you know?
Ooh.
And so then she just lets me paint my own picture, and then she comes back in and she looks at it. You know, it's a little nerve wracking because you're like, oh geez,
Right.
she gonna hate this joint, you know? But she comes in and she enjoys it, and we just throw it in,
I love it.
moving.
I
And
love it.
so that was another level of experience for me with when it comes to a different type of artist, you know?
Absolutely.
I've worked with a lot of different types of artists. So to work with someone that was just so passionate about why she does stuff, but also she doesn't really give a fuck about other shit in another way. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of, it's super different.
That's
Super
what's up.
different. Yeah.
That's what's up. I love that. And I mean, I love her. You know, I'm a fan, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I love that. Okay, so from there, going into the talking about the different Vegas residencies and the choreography and the creative jobs that you got to do, I want to lean into your directorial debuts and your directing movement.
Yes.
I know you've been evolving into a director.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your directing journey and where you're at with that.
Well, super special. Shout out to Shawnette. Shawnette, I love her. Shawnette, you're the best. I'll tell you how I'm even shouting her out, because we've been working together, and I work with her production company, and it's super
Shout
cool.
out Spitting Image. Shout out.
Spitting Image, yeah, Spitting Image. I'm gonna go into all that, but
Yes.
I've always loved directing. And I've always wanted to direct. I think I've always directed without being a director. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was doing a project where I was trying to drop this compilation album with a lot of my friends that are choreographers, dancers, that are artists. Right. And so I wrote a lot of records and wrote a lot of things, and I wanted to shoot the visuals for each of those songs, you know? And so that's when I really got to dive into actually directing videos and direct, because it's different than doing concept videos and
Right.
doing some other stuff like that, which is cool. But so
Absolutely.
anyway, I started directing my own videos for the songs that I wrote for this compilation I wanted to put out. And the more I did it, the more I understood it, especially working on over 500 videos in my career. It's crazy. So you kind of
Oh
understand
yeah.
music videos, and being inspired by Hype Williams and my boy X and some other people.
Right.
I just have a vision and I know what I want. So it's been super cool to be able to jump into that, put that hat on
I
and
love that.
direct and see that.
And you're so
So
creative, and it just makes sense. The music and the story, and being able to deliver it. You know what I mean?
yeah, and
Yep.
so it's after doing those videos is what connected me with Shawnette, because that's when I started doing it. And at that point, I wasn't a part of Spitting Image.
Right.
I was just coming through on individuals. And
Right.
we just have this really cool connection. She's super about her business, but she's super about it. And she's
Yes.
super down. She's like a down to earth. Shawnette can talk, and then like you can walk outside and it's like raining, and Shawnette could talk, and it's like the rain stopped falling on your head. She just
Yeah.
knows how to calm everything down, and
Yes.
but then get the job done and figure it out. So it was really cool
100.
to be able to work with her and work with the
Yes.
company.
No,
So
absolutely.
now with them repping me as a director for their company is super cool, and I've been able to do some videos and for some other artists and some upcoming artists and some a lot of things happening up in the future.
I love that. I
A
love
lot of,
that.
and I'm so excited about that.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And segueing right into that artistry, because you're a music man too. So let everybody know, like, your part in music. You know what I mean? As far as what you do and how you're involved in music.
Well, how am I involved? I love to write music. I love writing. I think when I say write music, people don't get it. A lot of people think I'm just a producer. They're like, when I say I write music, they're like, oh yeah, you make the beats. Woo, woo, woo. But I like to write. I like writing lyrics, and I like doing melodies. When I was in Jamaica, I was on the choir. I was in the choir, all boys choir for Jamaica, traveling and singing at schools and stuff. So I've always loved to sing. Not like I'm trying to be an artist. We're not going there, but I love music. I love harmonies and I love arrangements. And and working with a lot of different artists, I got to appreciate it even more. And so I write my own stuff, and I connect with different producers that get me. You know what I mean? And I just get to.
Mm-hmm.
I just love to write. I love harmonies and melodies, and been doing that. Worked with some artists, created some artists. Went down that route. Got signed. Capitol Records. Trish. Shout out to Trish.
Yep, Trish.
Incredible. We did some serious magic, and you know what I mean. It's just a lot of good things. Sean,
I
I
love
mean,
that.
you look at that. You came through, did some music with you show. Do you
Absolutely.
remember that first time?
Yes, and we were in Toronto in the biggest blizzard that they'd ever had in 30 years.
Ever,
Remember?
ever.
We recorded a
Driving
song.
from the.
We recorded Magic in the biggest blizzard that they'd ever had in 30 years. I remember. And you directed my video. Remember?
Whoa.
That was how the whole Shawnette and we all came.
Whoa.
That's how it.
Let it
That
go.
was the
That was
beginning.
the first. That was the
Yes,
first
and
time I
then
met
I
her.
was like, Shawnette's spitting image, they got to produce, and I was like, and then we boom, and then so it
Whoa, that was
all
the first one before my music project. It was that.
absolutely. But besides that, though, but with you doing the directing all those things, because you did so many videos, that was the shift of directing. This one was like the first. Remember, it was just kind of like, let's get the crew together and make it all happen, and all the
Yeah, but
things
we
kind of
figured
came
we
together.
did that though.
That was the
We
first.
did
That
that.
was
That
the
was
first.
incredible.
That was crazy. But you guys got to look up all these things. But I will say, just to move forward, because to get back to the artist thing, um, my favorite song, because I know you did the Downbeat compilation, and I told you this when you first let me hear this.
Yes.
And it was a trip because I was like, the melodies, to me, this reminds me of how you write, reminds me of like how the beat sounds,
Right.
and and then I love Bobby Riley.
Oof. Jeez.
So you guys, Luther did the melodies. This was his whole project. And this was my favorite song. Shout out to Bobby Riley.
Wow.
Shout out to Teddy Riley, who just killed it last week. This is still my favorite one.
Jeez.
Cause I feel it like I need it. What am I gonna do?
One of my favorites as far as like how a delivery from yours, you know what
That
I
was
mean? And I
super
felt like
cool.
Bobby, that was just magic for me.
Bobby,
That was a personal, that was a show pick. That was a personal favorite of mine.
No, but I remember
Downbeat
because
album.
I remember I would like play them after I did them.
Yes.
I remember you were saying that. Bobby,
absolutely.
It's crazy because Bobby she wasn't even supposed to be that artist girl for me. It was more
right.
She was just gonna demo stuff. She was like demoing stuff for me.
Absolutely.
Because at first I was trying to get Tasha. Tasha couldn't. Look how the Lord worked. Things work in a certain way. Tasha couldn't do it. I think schedules wasn't working, and then Bobby was available, and she came over, and I was just like, I hope she gonna understand, because I write some, I think different sometimes. I'm like, I hope she understands what I'm trying to do, and she would just come in, and I would just go through these melodies, and she would just pick them up real quick, and it just got easy. And then from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and then it was like, yo, we got a good thing going on, and so we kind of. I was like, yo, do you want to do these ones? Like, can I make these yours?
Right.
Demoing it for other people. Because, I mean, she demoed the Woozy when I did it for Dom.
Wow,
she
yes.
I did all those
that was
joints.
the shit.
All them joints. It was
banging.
So it was her. And it just worked out perfect. And then she was totally cool to be the artist for it.
I love it. And you're right. Like you said, look at God. Because things always kind of linked in exactly where they're supposed to be. Always, you know what I mean?
Her voice is incredible. She's
incredible. I love what you guys do.
She's a writer.
That's what's up. So you know what? I want to make sure that we get a few questions in. But before we get some questions in, I got a couple things that I just wanted you to shout out to two of my favorite people, because you are a father of two now. So I just wanted to give a shout out to T-Boz and Hype. Can you tell us about being a father of two in the quarantine?
Oh Listen, okay, I was about to throw Hype out the door.
No!
I was like, Hype, you better pack your bags. It's time to go. It's time to go, sir. If you're gonna live under my roof, you're gonna follow my rules. No, wow. I mean, I've had T-Boz. T-Boz is going on 10 years. So she's the OG. And I just got a new dog, Hype Williams, So
Hype Williams. Yes, he's Hype, huh?
Hype, which Jaquel came through. So the name, we gotta give Jaquel a shout out with the collaboration of the name.
Love that.
But Hype is the super addition to the crew. It's almost like he took the name that I gave him and went and ran with it. Cause that fool was Hype.
As hell. But
super
he's a lover boy. I can't wait to meet him. He's a lover boy. And I love singing with him.
He totally is, and he's the best.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
It's helping me out. It's helping me out because
that's what's up.
It really put me on an extra schedule. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
I got 2 kids. I'm over here with 2 kids.
You're over there with 2 kids. And speaking of which, quarantine cooking. Wannabe chef. I know you got the wannabe chef mode in your in your caption and so tell us about what Luther Brown be making. What you be making?
Jesus, I make I mean, I kind of do a little bit of everything, I'm not going to
No. Throw out some dishes, because I always see
obviously, jerk chicken. I love a jerk chicken. I love a stewed chicken as well. Whether it's baked or not. Curry chicken, curry beef, oxtail.
Yes.
You know,
Hot as hell.
can't go wrong with a Jamaican pot of soup. That's a whole nother movie
Oh my
with
goodness.
some dumpling and corn and all them things. That it's a whole bunch of things, you know. No, I love to do chilies and stuff like that. Sausage,
Man, you just
sausage.
making me hungry. You making me miss. What's the place? The Jamaican place?
Which one? We jamming?
We jamming. You making me miss. We jamming right now. Shout
Ooh,
out, we jamming. I want some more jamming
shout out to we
oxtails
jam.
right
Shout
now.
out to we jamming, and I can't shout out to Coley's too, because they be coming through with
Yeah,
on the
Coley's.
on the low. You know what I mean?
Coley's, absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's get into some questions, you guys.
Okay.
This is the question time. Luther, if you got questions for Lou, Lou, you take a look, run them up right now, run up those questions, and then Lou, you just pick whatever you want to answer. We probably got time for about 2 or 3 good questions. So if you
Let me.
guys got questions, this is a good time. Luther, thank you so much. I'm having a ball over here
No,
just chilling with
please.
you.
Well, yo, I see my boy Raymond on here. Yeah,
Raymond!
Raymond's on here. Raymond, Raymond is like my OG
Wow.
best
That's
friend
what's
from.
up. Shout
Yeah,
out, Raymond.
that's the homie from day. Okay,
That's
let
what's
me
up.
see.
Any questions that you want to go ahead and answer?
Candace said, how do you find inspiration to choreograph if you don't
Woo!
really like the song or music you're working with?
Come on, Candace.
Jeez. First of all, Rhapsody, relax. My favorite color is black. Y'all know it's black on black on black. Stop playing.
Rhapsody.
Okay, no. To answer Candace's question, I guess I've I've had a long career of songs that I don't like that I have to choreograph to for artists, But the best way I think I kind of get around that is I have to ask myself, what's the picture? What's the vision? First of all, is this are they the super dancing artists? Is it just to create pictures around? Like, I get that picture first, and then I listen. I write the words down, because sometimes the beats is not gonna give it to you.
Right.
So you can't listen to that beat. You gotta just think about the song and like, okay, the song's about this. Let me just make some movement that matches what the song feels like.
That's a
What the point of the song
great
is.
answer.
So
Great
that way
answer.
you like, you think about it, you're like, this one is not about intricate steps. This one's just about movement. Maybe they just move around. Let's just make big movement. Maybe I'm just gonna hit the snares in this song, because some songs, the melodies is trash, but the bass line pops. So you just kind of find something that you like in there, something that can at least keep you on the beat.
Love it.
Just choreograph to that.
I love it. All right. Beautiful. Next question. Anything else you see?
Oh, Touch. How many pair of sunglasses do you own?
Yes, that's a good one, Touch. Touch, now we're talking.
Whatever. Okay, you know what? Okay. I own a lot of sunglasses. I own a lot of, but over the last couple of years, I probably only do like 2 a year.
Okay.
I got the super dark joints, and then I got the gradient joints.
That's what's up. Okay, cool. Next question. I love that. Last question.
Wait, what else is there?
Yeah, we probably got enough for 2 more questions.
Okay, Mike Bautista, what is the most important qualities or aspects you see in a dancer when you're looking for people? The key factors. I'm looking for people that have personality, are superstars, just know how to perform and still do my step. So if you're a star, if you got star quality, when I say star quality, I mean like people gotta want to watch you dance. If you got tricks and you show off, but you got personality and pizzazz, then that's what I look for.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I think, is there one more question? We got one more burning question, and then we are going to
I'm trying
do
to
a nice little zip back, because I do not want them to cut me off. I'm learning my live tutorials.
Leon says, does your style fashion affect your creativity?
Ooh,
hell yeah.
Good one.
Everybody do that, people would notice. If I'm about to teach or make up something in the shoes or not, I used to ask my boy Wayne to grab some fresh Air Force, some fresh whites from the store all the time. Because when you're in that mirror and you're looking at it and you got the wrong thing on, them steps are not coming out.
Yes, for real,
you're more concerned with what you hate that you look like than you're trying to think about steps. So definitely what you got to have your right little situation on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, Luther, give everybody one final thought from Mr. Lou Brown. I'm so happy that you came. I know you in certain ways, but every time I do something in this fashion, I
Yes,
learn new stuff that I never knew. You know what I mean? So it's
man. Thank you so much.
fascinating. You're talented. You are such a presence in our community. You know what I mean? Somebody to look up to,
I appreciate it.
and lots of talent, and everybody just, you know, you, like I said, you keep our minds blown time after time. So give everybody a last shout out. And
No, just respect to everybody and stay sane. Don't pretend we're not in a pandemic. Don't pretend everything is okay, and just talk to your people. Stay close to your families too. Life's short.
woo,
Bomb.
love you, Lou.
Love you, show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As she's over here now.
Hey, T.
She heard me talking about her and she came.
Yes, T.
All right, Andy, respect. You already know what that is.
Yes, Monsters fam. Sienna, love you.
Cheese.
Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll keep you posted on the next one. I would love for you guys to tell me, and you know, how you feel, who you want to see, stories, cool stuff. And I appreciate all you guys. Show Business Live. Mwah. See you guys later. Hey.
Show business. It's that show business. Show business. It's that show business. Show business.